to them. Trying to get yourself stepping back from that so it becomes all about them, but actually you can work with lots of people to make change, and that's what I loved about the job. We're able to get some stuff done, even though, as you've already alluded to, the system around alcohol and drugs in Australia is not a good system. It doesn't work well, and we'll talk some more about that as we go through, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I think the interesting thing about your career path in the alcohol and drug space is actually a little bit different, and probably something that doesn't get talked about a lot, which is prevention. You know, predominantly, I believe, still to this day, I think the Alcohol and Drug Foundation sort of focuses on, or it's a big part of what they do. So was that solely what you guys did when you were there? Was it around prevention or community engagement? Like what were you actually doing? Because I think it is a little bit of a different space to what we might talk about on this show a lot, which is treatment and things like that.
Well, it was particularly focused around prevention, but at the end of the day, it was trying to make a difference. And you can't have prevention, treatment, and all those other parts of the field operating independently. You have to work together.
Yeah.
But what the Alcohol and Drug Foundation did, and I'll give you a little bit of the story around the Good Sports program, because I think it's interesting in terms of prevention, is that the police came to the ADF in 1996 and said, guys, we've got a problem in community sport because we've got a whole bunch of males drinking huge amounts of alcohol, and they're causing enormous problems in the community, particularly around drink driving.
Yeah.
So we did a piece of research which showed that that we surveyed 630 people who attended sporting clubs around, and we surveyed them around how much they drank. And 7% of the whole sample drank 13 or more standard drinks every time they were at the club.
Wow.
A third of that sample did that 3 or 4 times a week, and 83% drove home as the driver of a car. So, wow. And then for young people between the ages of 18 and 20, it was 13% drank that amount of alcohol. So massive issues around drink driving. But we also knew that a lot of sporting clubs were male bastions, and because a lot of males got drunk, they pushed the kids, the families, the women out of the clubs. So we knew that was really unhealthy, and connecting in communities is so crucial to dealing with a whole range of social and economic issues. And so blokes were having a real negative impact. So we then put together a program to try and address it, and it wasn't complicated. It was helping volunteers understand what the law was, put in some practice that could shift that culture, and then write a policy. Policy was always last, not first. And we had amazing success. And the principal reason is that we were able to help volunteers be empowered so they could actually do something in their communities. It wasn't about us, it was actually about them. And I think that's where sometimes we get lost in the alcohol and drug field. Too much stuff becomes about us and our egos and not about the people we're trying to help.